Hey folks, Mehdi here. I want to make a quick video from the perspective of a beginner. Now there are a million, well I shouldn't say that, there are a few really good channels that are done by professionals. Pacific Art Tig Welding, Jody of course, and the Fabrication channel. Those guys are awesome for great information, but those guys are pros. And let's be honest, they inject a lot of information that really is, to an extent, somewhat useless to the guy who's just learning how to weld, who just wants to be able to lay a bead. You know, so they're going to talk about cleaning, and they're going to talk about the amperage of pre and post flow, and all the other things that are extremely important, and they're always going to be important, but they're not going to help you just lay a weld. Okay, so here's a piece I want to show you. All right, this is just a junk piece of aluminum, 1/4 inch. Or 1/8 inch, sorry. And I just use it to test settings out. Here I just wanted to run a bead and just force as much aluminum as I could in there. I know it's not a pretty bead, that wasn't the intention, but it made it nice and fat. I just, it's just a piece of playing around, trying to figure some things out. I don't know what the symbol is, I just kind of made it because I thought it looked cool. But what you can see is that this piece has not been cleaned, okay? So I want to eliminate the time-wasting aspects of learning to weld, okay? And when you're just learning, the cleanliness of this piece is not going to help you lay beautiful beads. It's just not going to change it. Now, it's key, it's absolutely essential if you're a pro, or if you're going to take on projects for payment and things that are actually required to be within some sort of a spec. But for purposes of this demonstration, I just want to show you that you really do not need to clean this in order to just lay a bead, okay? So one thing that's important with aluminum, to heat sink, and you want to make sure that at all times that you keep it as cool as possible. Otherwise it tends to warp. You can see this one's somewhat warped. Part of the reason that it's not sitting flat is because of that huge bead I laid on the bottom of it. But the point is that you don't necessarily have to clean it. But I also want to mention the fact that it really does not even have a perfect ground. Okay, so those are things that you're going to be told. Those are things you're going to see. You got to have a perfect ground. You got to have it perfectly clean. You're going to invest in all these brushes and acetone and all these other things that really are not going to necessarily help you learn to just lay a weld. Okay, so again, I said I'm going to make this a short video, so I'm going to skip to the point. Okay, here are my settings. I have my amperage set at 100, my frequency set at 170 hertz, balance is at 30, basically zero pre-flow, maybe 5 seconds of post-flow, and my Argon is set about 18 CFH. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glove up here real quick, and I'm going to lay a quick bead, and I'm just going to show you how those particular items don't necessarily come into play when you're just laying a bead, okay? When you're just learning how. Once you get that bead down, obviously you want to make sure that you're getting it as clean as possible. You want to make sure that you get all those other items out of the way. But for purposes of this sorry, I just got a text, demonstration, I just want you to see it doesn't have to be perfectly clean. It doesn't have to have a perfect ground. It doesn't have to have laser tungsten. It doesn't have to have, it doesn't need all these things. So this is a number 6 cup. It's got a full length gas lens as opposed to a stubby. But other than that, this is the E3 tungsten. So let's lay a bead. So I'm trying to, I'm welding from behind the cameras, obviously. That's not perfect, but that's not the point of it. It's not about laying a perfect bead. It's about being able to lay a bead. And you can see that, was I not shaking from freezing my ass off right now, I would have done better. But you can see the cleaning action, clean plenty on the outside. It's not required. I did no cleaning with a brush. I did no cleaning with acetone. I did nothing. The cleaning action of the AC, cut right through that outer layer that you need to get through. So here, let me do one more. Again, not clean, not a perfect ground. Fuck. Well, and here's another little quick tip. Switch back over to DC. Burn your torch a little bit, it gets rid of that. Let's pick back up. Again, this is the amateur channel. This one's a little prettier. So that's my point. Learn to weld, learn to lay beads. Don't worry so much about cleaning. Don't worry so much about a perfect ground. Don't worry so much about the perfect equipment. Just lay the bead. Just learn to lay the bead. And then once you've gotten to the point where you can drop a nice little bead, then you start working on the intricacies of the pros. So that's my quick video. Hope you got something out of it. Thanks. Smitty out.